So with the exception of late-term abortion, which the platform, from my understanding, does very much call out explicitly, this new position we're hearing from the Republican Party on the issue is, leave it to the states, let them decide how to handle. I know you just said you're comfortable where the party is right now, but doesn't that position effectively mean that the party's okay with blue states deciding to give wide access to abortion?
No, I don't think that's what it means at all. I think that's
leave it to the states.
So during an interview with Politico at the RNC, House Speaker Mike Johnson essentially admitted that Republicans do not want blue states to have a say over their own abortion policy. They've repeatedly claimed that all overturning Roe v. Wade did was just return reproductive policy to the states, which is where it should have been all along. But Johnson is making it clearer than ever that that's not actually what Republicans want. Because of how unpopular their anti-abortion stances are, Trump attempted to temper some of the language in the new GOP platform. It doesn't explicitly call for a national ban. Instead, it says this. It says, we believe that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees that no person can be denied life or liberty without due process, and that the states are therefore free to pass laws protecting those rights. After 51 years, because of us, that power has been given to the states and to a vote of the people. We will oppose late-term abortion while supporting mothers and policies that advance prenatal care, access to birth control, and IVF and fertility treatments. Here's Johnson now attempting to explain what that platform position actually means.
No, I think it's a recognition of the reality of the politics of the country. I mean, the states are handling it, and that, I was one of the lawyers who went into the courts for decades and argued that Roe was an egregiously unconstitutional decision, and part of the argument was because 9 unelected judges pulled the authority away from the states who were legislating on the issue before they evoked Roe and made it a claim there's a constitutional right in the federal constitution, which there's not. That's been clarified now. The situation goes back to the people through their duly, elected representatives, and that's the way the process works. No one who believes in the sanctity of life or calls himself a pro-lifer is comfortable with where some of these blue states are going, almost unlimited abortion access all the way to the end, to the moment of birth, like my Democrat colleagues have voted for. But, I mean, the reality is, as Nikki Haley said in the first presidential debate, you got, or one of them, she said, there's a 60-vote threshold in the United States Senate. When you can get 60 votes, come talk to me. I mean, that's where we are.
So he doesn't really support states' rights if the people in those states want to give women access to abortion. Also, we've said it a million times before here on this network, he is lying when he claims that Democrats have voted in favor of allowing abortions on demand up to the moment of birth. That is untrue, and he knows that. What Democrats have supported is allowing for doctors to actually do their jobs, to allow them to perform abortions in cases where the patient's life or health is at risk. And infanticide is obviously illegal in every state. As Mike Johnson made clear there, Republicans have no interest in actual states' rights, and they intend to push forward with their anti-choice agenda. But even though the attempted deceit is only barely wrapped up, many conservatives are still furious with the party's new platform because it's not quite as extreme or explicit as they would like it to be. Anti-abortion protesters hung outside the entrance to a Sunday night RNC welcome party and greeted people with shouts, including "blood, blood, blood on your hands." Okay, guys, I have absolutely no patience for any of this. I think it's ridiculous that we're even having any of these discussions. I think it's stupid that doctors in this country are being told what to do by politicians who are decidedly not doctors. And I obviously take issue with the fact that women have lost their rights to their own bodies. I live in Texas. I'm one of those women. The Republicans have been fighting a losing battle up to this point, clinging on to whatever base they had while trying to convert pro-choice people to their side. They finally, after 50 years, realized that that's not going to happen. So they've changed tactics, which is what we're seeing now. Instead of forcing their views upon a public that doesn't want them, they're upending the very foundation of democracy in the process.
Thanks for watching. Our audience has helped build TYT into the media giant it is today. Together, we can accomplish anything. Support our work and join us at tyt.com/team.
But just it shows the impossible position that Republicans are in right now, because they have pandered to their base for decades over abortion, and the base believed it, that they were going to totally ban it. And I think even Mike Johnson and obviously Trump and others in the party know it's an untenable position to be in, because they know it's unpopular. They know it's a political loser. It's why they took it out of the Republican platform. It's why Trump didn't even mention it in his speech last night. So there is an element within the party that wants to just end it. We're done with it right now. But there are true believers, even members in Congress, who want more. And it's going to be, they're being cannibalized by their own base on this issue. You have comments from Vance that resurfaced this week where he explicitly said he wants a national abortion ban. Whether they will pursue that remains to be seen. I don't think we should discount this rhetoric, but I think they recognize that they can't just keep placating the fervent anti-choice base that they've relied on for so long for electoral victories much longer. They have to placate them, keep them satisfied, keep them at bay, while still remembering that across the board, this is hugely, like, a majority of Americans do not support where we are right now nationwide with abortion rights, and going any further would have devastating consequences.
So what they're trying to do is split the baby, if you will. So the idea here is, well, you anti-abortion folks, ma'am, we're on your side, and the minute we get 60 votes in the Senate, we're gonna pass this law, and we didn't really mean it about states' rights. We're gonna make sure that abortion is banned even in the blue states. Who cares about the states, right? So on the other hand, they know that 70% of the country at a minimum is pro-choice. So they don't want to scare people by saying we're going to pass a national law, except JD Vance and some of the zealots. So they're saying even Mike Johnson would ban abortion across the country in a flat second if he could. You saw him squirm there. The reason he's squirming is because he knows he's in the minority. So he's like, well, I mean, look, yeah, but we're probably not gonna get the 60 votes. So hey, states' rights, sure, yeah, red states, blue states. I mean, I care a lot about pro-life, wink. But at this point, I care a lot more about my career, and I care more about winning the presidential race. So no, we're not going to push it publicly because it would cost us electorally. But basically what they're saying is, don't worry, you know we're liars. The minute that we get a chance, we'll ban it everywhere, and we won't care about states' rights. But for now, we're all technically saying, oh, well, the national law is very hard. Golly gee, we would love to, but we cannot. Don't hate me too much, Frankenstein that I created, who's now chanting blood, blood, blood on my hands. And I love that it's coming back to them. You guys are the ones that created these extremists. So enjoy, now they're mad at you because you're not actually trying to get it banned nationwide, at least in your rhetoric in the elections. So, and look, I'm gonna say this probably every time. There is no one who's actually pro-life in this country. There's not one person. I mean, you might be able to find a couple of citizens, but there are no leaders. They might be anti-abortion, they might be pro taking away women's rights and etc., but they're not actually pro-life because they don't want to help those babies when they're born at all. They don't want any funding going to the moms or the babies or their health care. And on top of that, 15,000 children butchered in Gaza, and none of them objected. Not one so-called pro-life leader objected at all. Women losing their children during birth care because the hospitals were bombed, babies dying nonstop, babies starving to death. And all the pro-life people in America were like, oh yeah, they're Muslim, who cares? That's not really life anyway. Okay, so all of you were full of crap and I knew it. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.